Alright, I'm going to try to finish this out on video. It's getting late, and let's see, I don't need the glove. I was thinking of waiting to do this, but I was looking at it just now and I said, no, I think it's possible for me to finish this tonight. Yeah, and I will go to bed after this. Okay. I got to get up early tomorrow to finish what I was supposed to do today. Because, yeah, I did not do much flint napping. Nope. I ended up doing some other stuff. Okay, so this material is very delicate, so I'm not going to thin it down much more than this. Yeah, it probably will snap in half if I try to thin it down too much. Okay. And it's such nice material that I don't want to waste it. Okay, I am going to get that out. It's a big old lump right there. I'm going to take that out. Hopefully. Hopefully without a step fracture. Yeah, it wants to dive. Okay, so that's good enough there. I'm going to have to taper it now from this thin part down to the tip, but it won't take very much. I don't have to remove that much material. You may hear it start raining here, and I hear some raindrops. It's supposed to rain tonight anyway. Do I have a point style in mind for this? Why, yes, I do. Funny you should ask. I have the book open. Yeah, one of my favorite types. I'm going to do a northern side notched. These were made for 6,000 years. 9,000 to 3,000 before present. That means they were made for 6,000 years. Same style, or roughly the same style. Yep, that's what that means. They're guessing on the age, so it may be longer than that or shorter than that. I don't know, plus or minus what the tolerance is, or what the variation can be in the carbon dating or whatever they're using to establish the age of the sites where this was found. Can you imagine the same type of point for 6,000 years? That's a very long Groundhog Day. Yep. Same thing over and over again. Must have worked. We can probably make the assumption that the longer a point existed, the more effective it apparently was, because they didn't change it. Why change it? Don't fix what isn't broken. If we take that approach, then this was an extremely effective point style. More effective and longer lasting than Clovis? Oh yeah. Why do I mention Clovis? Because people are fascinated by Clovis. It didn't even last 1/20th of the time that this one lasted. But it doesn't get any attention. Why? It doesn't make any money, obviously. Oh yeah. Clovis was considered the first culture in the Americas for a long time, so that helped. But I think what also helps is the look of the Clovis. Yeah. The northern side notch, I guess, is not as exciting looking as the Clovis. Doesn't have any flutes, for example. Yeah. Just has side notches, that's it. No big deal. No biggie. It doesn't need flutes to be an effective point, though. The moral of the story, don't need no flutes. We don't need no stinking flutes to be an effective point. Nope. This is not authentic material for that style, I don't think. Although some of these points may have been made from green jasper, similar to this. I don't know where this bloodstone comes from. I forget. I used to know, because I've done bloodstone before on video, but I forget. I forget these things. Oh, I'm going to do a video now that I'm remembering what I'm forgetting. I'm going to do a video on how to sharpen the edge of stone points. There's 3 basic methods. I would say 4. You know, you bevel. This is not a bevel, but you can bevel. You can pick at it bifacially, just picking at the edge. You can press off flakes that causes bulbs of pressure, either one side or the other. Not beveling. You know what I'm saying? Just flakes that have big bulbs of pressure. And number 4, you can use a spatula tool and just pick off with downward pressure. There's probably another couple of methods. I'll try to write down every method that I can think of and demonstrate every method that I can think of to sharpen points. And then you pick the one you like, or the one you're capable of doing. Am I going by artifacts, or am I just making these up? That's a good question. I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to think if I made one of these up myself, or if it's a modern method. No, I think artifacts display all those methods. But there's one, I can think of one more also. Flaking with good bulbs, right? But it's not random. It's sequential. You space these out. You space out these deep bulb flakes on a regular pattern. You know, maybe like 1/4 inch apart. Flip it over, and in between these on this side, you look to see where the flakes are. There's like one here and one there. You go in between and flake off the other side. Do the same spacing on the other side, but just in between the others, and you get a serpentine edge that is sharp. I can try that one as well. I've seen that on artifacts. It's not as effective at producing a sharp edge continuously, but it makes it really thin. It makes the edge really thin, which helps with the cutting. So it might as well be sharper. Yeah. And it's possible to have a combination of those on the same piece. Like you can get how should I say? You can get beveling just on the tips, and the rest is random, or no sharpening at all, and just only sharpening at the tips. I've seen that on some artifacts. Everything else is just percussion flakes, except the upper third is highly sharpened. The rest is, you know, sometimes it's sharp, sometimes it isn't. But the upper third is highly sharpened. I've seen that too. But I don't think that counts as a method of sharpening. I think what I was asked to do is show how to sharpen the edge. You know, the edge that is sharp, show how it's sharpened. Yeah. Don't show that some parts can be dull. No. Show only the sharpening. Yeah. Or I can just show one way and then make you guys suffer. Yeah. You said there was at least 4 ways. You only show one. I didn't come here to be gypped. Now I gotta do 4 or 5 ways now that I mentioned them. Because if I don't, you'll feel gypped. Yeah. Yeah, if I get the gyp, I'll jump the ship. Yeah. Well, I won't give you the gyp. So you won't have to jump the ship. What does jumping the ship mean in this context? It means you're gonna unsubscribe. Yeah. I get unsubscribed subscribers all the time. I get unsubscribers as well as subscribers. Yep. Something I said will make them jump ship. Yeah, perfectly okay. You can't stand the heat, you get out of the knapping shop. Yeah. No, it's supposed to be a kitchen. No, it's hot in here. It's like 10 o'clock at night and it's like 80 degrees in here. Yeah. I always complain about the heat. That's the thing I miss the least, or I don't miss it at all from Texas, where I used to live. I don't miss the heat at all. But I got used to it. But, you know, I can still complain about it, even though I got used to it. Yeah. Yeah, I can't stand it. This is getting to the sweat stage. When it starts to get to the sweat stage, I do need the fan. And why am I getting sweaty? Because I'm working on a delicate material tip. I could blow the tip off at any time. Yeah. This stuff knaps easier than Obsidian. That's how delicate it is. You didn't think something could knap easier than Obsidian, did you? Yeah. That's what this does. It's knapping easier. It's very, very, very touchy. Just a slight amount of pressure. That's all you need. Some guys out there are saying, I need some of that. Where can I get some of that? My hand strength ain't what it used to be. Where can I get some of that? I don't know. I get it. I get it as gifts. I don't know where it comes from. Have I done the research on it? Not really. I've done some research on it, but I forget, and then I don't brush up on it. I don't do a continuing education on this stuff. Nope. Haha, I'm so glad there's no chips down there. I cleaned it up a little bit. It hit directly on the floor. Yeah. If it had hit a flake, it might have chipped. Yep. Luckily, I cleaned up that spot. There's still some chips down there. That's why, luckily, luck plays a large part in flint knapping. And yes, dropping it is part of it. These things are delicate. Oh, dang. That's not good. That one was better. Yeah, I know. I said I wasn't going to thin it out too much more. But I need to put notches in it so it can't be fat and thick. I got to watch how I hit this base too. Okay, come on. That's not good. Why is it crunch and munch? See, I don't like using pressure like this on delicate material because I can snap it. Yeah, if I bend it, if I push too hard here and bend it too much, it'll snap in half. You're making me lose my symmetry. The stone is making me lose my symmetry. Yeah. I took it for granted that those flakes were coming off really nicely, but they were not. They were doing the crunch and munch. I may have to just switch over completely to pressure flaking so I can avoid some of these mistakes. Dang it. That was my only chance right there. My best chance. I messed it up. And that's too thin to put the flake back on there. Let's say I could find that flake that goes right there and try to re-hit it. It's too thin. Yeah. Have to come in from the other side. But this stuff, remember before I was saying I can't really do much damage control with the ending of the flakes because they're very crumbly at the end of the flakes. It's crumbled right at the, at the end of this flake too. So try to get it from the other side. I don't know. It'd be kind of foolish, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Flintknapping's not all logical and predictable. I'm gonna creep up on it, see what I can do. Did it do it? Come on. It looks like it might have done it. It's loose. Did it get loose? It looks like it's partially detached, but I don't know. It tried to dive at the end. Let's see. If I can hook onto that diving part, I might be able to pick it out of there. Yeah, see, that weakened it in the middle though. Not too smart. Anyways, let's try to pick that out. Did it go? It did not go. Oh, no. It did not go. It kind of go. It started to dive right there. Come on. Started to dive. Man, that's not good. Alright. Hold on. I gotta fix this up here now. Before it stays too heavy. Too much mass at the tip can lead to snappage. Yeah. That's not good at all. It's smashed. Instead of thinning, it did some smashing. Okay. Maybe I am too tired to do this. Because that should have gone. There's no excuse for that. Except for being too tired to do this tonight. Now I got to reduce the whole thing now. The width on both sides, and then shoot flakes across the middle. Yeah, I took a risk. So I took some off of the other side because I need to move both edges that way so I can start flaking across the nasties. But this gets me closer to the obstacles because I'm reducing the width. So hopefully with this reduction in width, I can get to the obstacles. It's going to be very thin though. I might have a massive step fracture in there. I'm just going to pick at it just a little tiny bit. Hold on. I'm picking at it because I want to get rid of any weak spots that could interfere with the flake travel. It's partially detached. See, I just detached the flake from here. It was touching the edge, but I picked it off. I might be able to get the flat tool in there, the spatula tool. Yeah, I got it from the edge and pushed inward. And then pushed the rest. Yeah. That's what that flake should have looked like. Now I just gotta clean it up. Luckily I was able to catch that. Twice. One, it took off some of the flake, but it caused a step fracture, and I pushed off on the other step fracture. I've seen some guys walk in flakes like that, where they push on a step fracture, it goes a little ways, and then they push again, it goes a little ways more, and they push again, it goes a little ways more. Each time it causes another step fracture, and they just keep pushing across. I've seen an entire surface done that way on a piece that someone gave me to try to fix. How do I fix it now? Because everything looks all kind of wonky like this throughout the whole blade. Seriously, they just picked all the flakes off with the spatula tool, it looks like, and got a bunch of step fractures they kept pushing on over and over. And the only way to fix that is with big bold flakes. And obviously they couldn't do it, or they would have done it. They were only able to do pressure flaking. So when I got a hold of it, I removed big bold flakes like that. And then come on, don't let me down. Is it gonna be good? I almost made it. Let's see, I might be able to pick it. Yeah, I'm going back to the strategy of picking at it. That's the only one thing I can do. It didn't go all the way. No. Because the endings of these flakes are wimpy. They don't like to power through the obstacle at the ending. Dang it. Alright, so one more try. One more try for the voila. One more try. Maybe I'll try it with the pressure flake. I think a pressure flake will have enough power to drive through all that. Probably not. Probably? Yeah, probably not. Is that it? That's it. Voila. I think that's close enough. And the other side looks pretty good. Yeah. Close enough. Yeah. Yeah, I got another step fracture right there. I need to run flakes into that area, but I need to be careful about how I do it. I can't just run any old flakes into that area. You know, I need to create a concavity there, but I can't just run it any old way, because it'll build up a bunch of step fractures right up next to it if I don't do this correctly, or if I don't do it in a way that creates a smooth surface. There's different ways to do it. It's not just one correct way, is what I'm getting at. So I probably shouldn't have used the word correct. There's many ways to get this done from different spots. I can attack that from this side, run a flake this way. I'm going to attack it from here and run a flake this way, because I don't want to hit here unless I have to. It's too long of a flake. From here to there is much longer than from here to there. That felt like a solid hit, but it didn't travel far enough. That's okay. Oh well. I can still try for another one there. I just didn't want to do that one because it's a little bit further away. I could try here also. Although I don't like this. I can try it through here as well, but I'm afraid I'm getting a step fracture right there on that. Right, bump up next to that right there. And then I don't have any other way to cleaning it off, because then I'll bump up against this one. I'm going to try just to clean this off and see what happens. Run this little ridge here. Try to run that whole ridge, and maybe it'll fan out and take out most of it and just leave a little remnant. What did it do? It crunched. It went this way instead of going this way. I might have got the flake path incorrect. I think I can push against that. Yeah. So I pushed there, that worked okay. Push a little bit further up, that worked okay. The last little bit. The last little bit. 1, 2, 3. 3 pushes at the end, or 3 pushes to get to the center of that Tootsie Pop. Yeah. Okay. Good. Now I just pressure flake the rest of it. That was my last really thick spot that was in the middle. Everything else is kind of around the edges. Okay. Very good. Yeah. Okay. Now it's just boring pressure flaking. You guys can get your jammies on. Get your jammies on. You've already seen how to pressure flake a billion times. Come back and watch the ending and go to sleep. Change the tip size when you get to the tip of the point. Yeah. It's very crumbly. I'm still fussing about it. Even though I'm at the final stages, I'm winding down. I'm still fussing about it because at any time it could crunch and mess me all up. Come on. Change the tip size. I cracked it. No, that's a split flake. It's not a crack. The flake split lengthwise. Instead of step fracturing, where it breaks crosswise, that flake broke lengthwise. It's very rare, but it happens. Especially with you know who. Yep. When I start, this is off topic. I'm going to switch over a little bit to talking about humor. When I start doing too much silliness on the channel, I start getting comments that I don't know if it's sarcasm or real. Yeah. Sometimes I can't understand it. They'll comment something that it seems funny to me, but it may be real. Like someone really got upset at something I said. Yeah. And I think it may be sarcasm if they say I'm upset about that. I might go, funny. Yeah, you're funny. You're kidding, right? Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe they come over and toilet paper my house. Yeah. Remember that? No? You young guys, you don't know about toilet paper in people's houses? Or yeah, they still do it in parts of the country. Yeah. Yeah, something I said probably on video is house toilet papering worthy. Yeah. That's worthy of getting your house toilet papered, I tell you what. Gotta watch yourself. You got people who get hurt feelings. Yeah. And see, I don't know if that's sarcasm. It is with me right now, but I don't know if there's people that get upset at my humor. I do admit that sometimes it's not humor, so you don't know exactly. I have trouble recognizing other people's comments because they might be serious, and it's okay if you have trouble recognizing my comments because I might be serious. Never know. Sometimes I could be venting for real. For reals. Yeah, there's some guys that used to comment all the time on my channel, but they don't comment no more. And I'm wondering if it's because, you know, it's time to move on. They still watch, but they don't comment because they've already commented what they were wanting to comment. They're all commented out. Nothing else to comment about. Or there's something I said. Messed up. I messed myself up. I lost a subscriber. Yeah. Some people will unsubscribe just because I don't post every day. Yeah. And they'll tell me. Once in a great while, someone will tell me why they unsubscribe. I respect those guys because they, at least I know why. I might not change my mannerism, but at least I know why. They'll tell me I'm unsubscribing because you don't post every day. You know, it's nothing personal. I need my fix. You don't provide my fix. I don't provide my subscription. No. Yeah. It's perfectly okay. I don't care. I'm just worried that sometimes I'll say something that's really going to make somebody upset. I do worry. I'm a little bit clueless when it comes to conversations most of the time. I'm a little slow on the uptake too, because they could give me a hint that I'm crossing a line, but I think they're just trying to be humorous. They're not giving me no hint. It's just funny. Trying to be funny. And then, where'd you go? You went somewheres and I didn't even catch the signs and the warnings and the implications and the indications. I didn't catch it. Story of my life. Am I being serious? Yes, I am. Sometimes I have a hard time picking up clues. I don't think this base is gonna be like this. On these, I know I have to do a concavity, but some of these barbs don't look this way. See, I'm gonna put a concavity in there. Let's see if I can find one that matches what I want to do. Yeah, kind of like this one. Unless it's got big serrations. These are all kind of crudely made. There's not really fine flaking on this stuff. It's just they're made pretty quick. How about this one? I can do that one, sort of like that kind of base on it with the curved sides, curved outward. Yeah, alright. I'll make it a little bit fancier than in the book. Just because the rock is a little bit fancier than in the book too. Yeah, the design's got to match the rock, right? No? You'll get there eventually. Some of you might be saying, I am just having trouble doing it. Just doing it. I'm not going to try to match the quality of the rock with the quality of the work. You crazy? I'd be using rock that's terrible. There's no rock terrible enough to match my skill. No worries. I was in the boat. I was in that boat. I was captain of that boat for a long time. Luckily, we didn't hit no storms and I didn't go down with the ship. But yeah, I was captain of that boat. I thought about quitting though. Oh yeah. Storms came, tossed the boat around, and I thought of just not even trying anymore. Just let go of the wheel, let go of the steering, and then let it go. You know? I stuck with it. Mainly because there was nothing else that I could actually sit down and do under any condition that I could think of. Yeah, I could nap under any condition almost. Angry, depressed, with brain fog, without brain fog. When I first started napping, I had lots of brain fog. Yeah. Dang it. Maybe I still got brain fog. I took too much off of that one. Yeah, these points are all wonky anyway. Yeah. And I was thinking about brain fog and smoking these herbs I've been trying out, because I don't want to go back to tobacco. Although I'm going to grow some wild tobacco. Yeah. They sell seeds for tobacco it's not the cultivated type. It's the type that used to be wild in North America. They still sell that stuff in seed form. And luckily in Vermont we can grow stuff in our gardens as long as it's not like overkill. We can grow all sorts of stuff here in Vermont. As long as you don't intend to commercialize it, and as long as it's not too many plants. Yeah. I looked up the tobacco regulations. They're pretty strict in most areas, but you can grow these older strains and stuff. Anyways, I'm thinking of doing that so I can see what's it look like. Maybe what it tastes like. Maybe it doesn't taste like soap. Some guys are saying, you use dishwashing liquid to wash the leaves, dude. That's why it tastes like soap. No. I rinse it off. And in fact, the stuff that I smoked before that tasted a lot like soap was stuff I did not wash beforehand. The washed stuff tastes less like soap than the unwashed, if that makes sense. And some other guy says, no, dude, you're smoking the chlorophyll. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This guy might be onto something, because that could be it. It tastes funny because I'm smoking too much chlorophyll. It needs to cure. And then I'm saying to myself, no, I don't want to get into the curing process. That means I got to set up special conditions. I don't even do that for my Flintknapping videos. I have trouble with setting up special conditions. Not that I don't want to do it. That's one of the hardest things for me to actually get done, is to do the special conditions. That's why I don't do photography. Setting up the shots to get good photos drives me absolutely nuts. It's the most aggravating thing I've ever experienced trying my hand at photography. And why was it aggravating? Setting up the initial conditions. It's just never good enough. And then sometimes it took me forever to figure out how to do the adjustments on the camera. And once I thought I had the right adjustments, I take some pictures and I look at them later, and it's not quite right. Like if I try to achieve a natural lighting effect or the proper shadows on stuff that I was photographing, it just doesn't look right. And then I have to go back and reproduce the conditions for the next photo shoot to do it over again. So I said, heck with that. But who knows? If the conditions to cure the leaves is straightforward enough, I might do it. But if I have to monitor the stuff all the time, and if I fail to monitor, is it going to get ruined? I could ruin the whole batch by not watching it for one day. It could just get all moldy and nasty. Is that what's going to happen? Maybe. I've also seen where you can fire cure tobacco, where you can kind of roast it. You don't have to cure it with another process of aging. You just fire cure it. I might do that, because then I can just watch it for like a certain number of hours per day. I don't know how that works. And if it's hard to mess up, yeah, that's the one I want to do. I want to do the one that's hard to mess up. The curing process. I don't want no curing process that's easy to mess up. I think it might be worth it because, you know, going into this whole thing on smoking and pipes and stuff, because I'm getting a lot more views than I normally get on my regular videos. Yeah. I was talking to my brother-in-law about it today. So, man, I might be getting more views on my pipe making and puffing on pipes hobby than I do with my Flintknapping. Yeah. Heck, if that's the case, there's a lot less risk, there's a lot less stress, there's no sweat stages, there's no dropping it and breaking it. Woodworking, making pipes is straightforward, even though there is some variation in the wood, and sometimes, since it's natural material, you mess up. It's not the same. I might do that instead, or incorporate it into the channel. Yeah. And I'm getting a lot of feedback too. A lot of good information, so now I got a bunch of stuff I can research. And it's not all newbie questions. It's some experienced guys telling me what's up, what to do. Yeah. Who knows? Might be a good avenue to pursue. I don't think I'll drop the Flintknapping, but making wooden pipes is something I like doing. I don't know if I can do it under any conditions. Maybe. We'll see. We shall see. Just plenty of wood out here for doing woodworking. Making experiments with different woods for the pipes too. Oh yeah. Nice. This is working out okay. Are you able to see what I'm doing? See, if I were making a pipe right now, I could show you much easier how to do it. Yeah. Not that you guys don't know how to do it. That's one of the easier things to make. It takes me like 20 minutes to make a pipe, as long as all the wood's dry. Last time I made an arrowhead in only 20 minutes from start to finish. That was a while ago. I'm getting too persnickety. Oops. Okay, back off a little bit. This stuff is delicate. Okay, I don't think I see any dull spots. It's easy to make a dull spot. Oh, there's some dull spots right there. Is that okay? I think that's okay. That's as thin as I dare to go as well. It looks somewhat similar to a northern side notch. Because there's one right here that's got this kind of arrangement. Not that one. This one here. And maybe one of these up here. Kind of like that. I don't know. Kind of like that. Anyway, I hope it's within range. It's not supposed to be reproduction anyway. I'm just supposed to be looking at the design and getting the major components of the design. Yeah. Seems like I've been wearing these pants for 2 or 3 days. What's up with that? No, I just change into these when I do my knapping because it's a different color. Yeah, I can get a good background. A good thumbnail shot. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. All right. That's it.